welcome back to the channel. So listen here, familia, I've been suffering, alright? The way that this game is trying to make me or gatekeep me from being great has to be studied. Because I actually spent some time yesterday trying to make it to Master 1. I was in Master 2 since the beginning of the season, and I deranked a few times because I was playing so many different decks, doing some testing and all the extra shenanigans. But I did try to make it up here. And the last 3 games that I had to deal with have been complete pure insanity. But I am gonna show you more than just the last 3 games. I've been doing pretty decent. 1-3, lost 3, 1-2, lost 3, 1-2, lost 1, 1-3, and then I lost the last 3 games. Now the crazy thing is that for some reason I'm already facing people in Master 1. Like, as you can see here, this person is in Master 1. This person is in Master 1 as well. This person is in Master 1. This person is in Master 1. And this person is in Master 1. So, ironically, as you can see, I've been able or almost really close to make it to freaking Master 1. But this game is gatekeeping me. Like, for example, this was my freaking rank up game against this stupid deck. And legitimately, I went first and they hit me with 1 infinite impermanence because all I had was 1 starter. Out of all the games that I play, I definitely have more than 1 starter. But against this deck, I have 1 starter. So yeah, I picked up the deck that nobody's really playing right now, which is Radiant Typhoon, Spellcaster Radiant Typhoon. And the reason why I picked it up was because during the last stream, we actually did pretty decent with it. And the reason I haven't played it a lot this season at all, or nearly as much as I did last season, because you know the whole Notoria Flower Whip, whatever her name is, with the synchro shenanigans with the Kutun has been rampant, which makes it really hard to play spells. But I did bring it back. A really weird 43 cards, I know, but it works. Trust me, it works with the 43. Last season I was just playing 42 with -1 Duel and Lockbird, but I'd really rather just have 2 at this point in time and just keep it at 43 because I don't want to take anything else out. So yeah, it's the same, pretty much the same deck list, but I do have some crazy replays for you guys, some crazy gameplay. I'm gonna break down the gameplay because I think you guys are gonna find it really interesting how we play the deck and did a lot of different shenanigans. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy the content, leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe because I would greatly appreciate it. I might try and make it to Master 1 tonight after the video. Don't think I'll have too much time to do so, but if not, then we'll try tomorrow during the stream. And if we can't make it to Master 1, then tomorrow during the stream it'll change or switch or whatever, and we'll just try and get to Master again with like some Fire King shenanigans or something like that, or all the decks that we want to play. So yeah, let's get into the replays. Alright, familia, so here we are for replay number 1 of the day. Now for the people that want to see the breakdown for the deck list, I'll break it down at the end of the video real quick. Hopefully I don't forget, but I will try to remember to break it down for you guys. But it's just not that different from the last season where I played it. So if you just want to check it out, just go check out that video if I forget. But if not, I'll have it at the end of the video. So here we start off with a very decent hand. Also, a lot of the replays you're going to see are going second. I just wanted to show you the going first shenanigans. As we're going to summon the Swen here, activate the Swen, get ourselves a copy of the chant. We're going to get the Swen out of here to special summon the Avalstar onto the field. We're going to activate the Avalstar. We're going to set the Deception in the back. Activate will flip the Deception. Then we're going to use the Avalstar to go into Dark Magician of Destruction. Activate the Dark Magician. Get yourself the Gaze of Tamea to the head. Activate Deception. Get the Destruction out of here so we can get the Hollow Asamina. We're going to activate the Hollow. Show the Murcielago. Send the Deception to the graveyard because we already deceived our opponent. As we summon the Murcielago onto the field, activate that. Get the Wanted because we want them W's. So here, activate the Wanted. Instead of waiting because I wanted to... I forgot the reason why. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Why would I activate Wanted here? Not too sure, but sure, I guess. We're gonna activate, get the chant. We're gonna get an Elder to the head. We're gonna activate the Hollow Asamina to send this back. I guess it was fine that we activated the Wanted. It might have been a misclick, to be honest, but I digress. As we activate the Wanted here, we're going to recycle the Deception back into the deck to join to another Ash Blossom. I'm going to special summon the Eldman, get ourselves a Mega Mahala. And then we're going to use both of these monsters here, going to an IP Mascarenita. We're going to activate the Vision. Get ourselves a Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. That's going to trigger Magala here. So we could special summon the Corsair, activate Corsair. Get ourselves a Vortex to the hand plus a Mystical Space Typhoon. We're going to use both of these monsters here to link off into the Eldolon, activate the Eldolon, getting ourselves another Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. We're going to set the back row, which is going to include the Gaze of Timaeus, Forbidden Droplet, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, which we're going to pop 1. So that way we could trigger the Eldolon here, also triggering our Vortex to special summon, which now makes it so that we have a monster negate on the field, right? Eldolon is going to set the trap. We're going to activate the trap, recycle 3, so we could draw 1. Give me that. We're going to join to another Deception, unfortunately, but I do set it and flip it over. And we're going to end our turn. So the board is not too bad. We do have IP. Now, I know what you may be thinking if you're new or new to seeing this deck and how it functions, but it has a lot of great synergy. Yes, you do have the Windlock with Magala and Corsair, but there's so many ways to try and play around that, or that you can play around that, that is not even a big of a problem, right? So here our opponent is going to draw 1. They're going to summon the Q, activate the Q. That's when they're going to activate the Ashtela Blossom. To negate the Q, my opponent is going to chain the Q2 Synchro, chaining 3, chaining 4. We're going to activate the IP Mascarenita, chaining 5, activate the Gaze of Timaeus, so we could bring the Gooning out here. But no, they're gonna cover the grave, chaining 6, chaining 7. We're gonna activate the Mystical Space Typhoon. We're throwing with the punches. He's gonna activate another Q2 Synchro, chaining 8. It's going down. So yeah, they're gonna activate the Q2 Synchro here, getting themselves a Rotary to the hand. They're gonna use the Q and the Rotary to Synchro summon into the Track Maker. Bring the beats out here. Mystical Space Typhoon is gonna pop. I didn't get to negate anything with the trap. They are gonna call by the grave the destruction here, which is sad times. It means we don't get to goon, as we're gonna follow up IP using itself and the Eldolon as materials to link off into the SP, the Littlest Knight, bring it onto the field. Then they're gonna search themselves a copy of the Rico to the hand as well. Again, Ash Blossom negated the Q, and Q doesn't get to do anything. So here they're going to activate the Maker, chain that to the Q, and chain 3 Rotary. He knows, and if you're wondering, oh, your opponent sucks, why would he put Rotary on top? We already use Ash Blossom. I don't have I mean, I could have technically negated that with the Vortex. He might have been trying to bait that at that point in time, because again, he doesn't necessarily need to search another Q. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what he was trying to do. And I'm going to tell you why. He already activated 2 of this. This can only be activated twice per turn if I'm not mistaken. So even the third one that he's going to search is not activatable. So good on us for not even trying to negate that. As we are going to target the track here, activate the Magala to summon probably the Phonics. Then we're going to activate the Forbidden Droplet, sending the Deception. Now if you're wondering why would you not send a monster, we don't need to. We send a spell to negate this because there's not anything that could basically chain to this. Again, they already activated the 2 copies of the Q2 Synchro. Even if they had the third one in the hand, it's just not activatable. And the whole thing that you have to do against Q2 is get rid of their bodies. So we do negate here. I'm mainly just trying to negate him from searching the field spell. Magala is going to special summon the Phonics, even though they still might be able to get the field spell here. Banish the Track Maker. Rotary is going to search the field spell as we stated, because there's no point in searching for the third copy. As he's going to look at the top of cards of our deck, which is going to be Ascendance and Chant. Here he's going to banish the Chant and put the Ascendance at the bottom of the deck. Again, the Track Maker got negated. He's going to activate, well, he's going to set the JJ Cool Tune, which allows him to get an extra normal summon. He did search for Rico. Summons the Rico, activate the Rico. All we have to do is activate the second effect of the SP, the Littlest Knight. And no more normal summons. He can't summon anything again. He grabs a clip to the hand and he has to end their phase. So pretty great execution of our resources here, because basically we knew, I'm hoping that I knew, that he couldn't, I probably did, I just don't remember, but they couldn't activate another copy of that. Even if this is a quick play spell, it doesn't really matter all too much. And then he has the clip with the Rico, which is a play, but we still have SP Little Knight to get the Rico out of here, right? And we still have the monster negate. We are going to join to a chant here, activating the Hollow Asamina, adding back the Murcielago. They are going to activate. Ironically, he did have 3 freaking copies of this in the hand, Bro just opened up 3 copies of that in the hand, which is fine, because here they activated. We activate the SP Little Knight, which is gonna get the Rico out of here. He's trying to save it with the clip, and all we have to do is negate with the Vortex here, which is extremely nice for us, because now we get to negate and pop the clip. Don't have to worry about it anymore. SP Little Knight get us out of here. Even whatever he add, he can't use as synchro material. And you know where we're going. We're gonna activate bounce back the field spell. Even if I don't get lethal damage here, we're out resourcing him by way, and I mean way too much. So with that being said, let's continue. All right, familia, here we are for replay number 2 of the day. And again, I have a lot of going second replay, so don't worry about these just going first. As we are going to summon the Swen, activate that, get ourselves the vision to the hand. We can speed this up, activate the chant, get the element, right? That's going to trigger. We're going to special summon the Phoenix, so that way we could use both of these and go into the Eldalon. And something that I've been doing a lot lately is, if I have this in the hand, activating a quick play spell and using them to make the Varun. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this specifically instead of keeping it on the field, it's for 2 reasons. One, when I activate this, it can be summoned again from the graveyard, and 2, that gives me leeway to be able to have the 2 level 3 bodies on the field, so that way we have that extra disruption with the Totem Bird to negate a spell. It just makes it easier, as we're going to activate the Varun, grab a Mystical Space Typhoon, summon the Elden, activate that. We are going to get Corsair here, activating the Vision to draw 2. We are going to join to Isuna, which carries, Sheena, which carries the deck a lot sometimes. As we're going to send the other Corsair to the graveyard, because we have one in the hand. That's going to trigger our Varun here. Activate Corsair, summon the Corsair so we can search. But before we do that, make sure we set that trap in the back. Activate the Corsair. Corsair is going to get Ash de la Blossom. Sad times in the kingdom. Very sad times in the kingdom, because I was planning on getting the other, the Magala here, so that we could activate a quick play spell, summon the Vortex so we could have a monster in the gate. So this Ash is doing a lot. It's preventing me from having 2 extra bodies on the field, and preventing me from getting another Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. So very amazing Ash here. I do set the back row, end our turn. It is what it is. It beats what it beats. As they're gonna draw a card here, summon the Vanquish Soul Raisin. I am gonna Sheena real quick. What? Excuse me? No, I'm smart. Don't worry about it. It's not that deep. So the reason why I decided to activate the Sheena here is because, honestly, this is a normal summon. So if I bounce this back into the hand, there's only one thing they could do, which it would be to activate the cards from the hand to bounce it themselves back to the hand, but whatever they summon will get bounced anyways, which I'm fine with. Or it forces him to search for Isuna, which will be the only card that can activate itself to special summon from the hand without having to bounce a card back from the field. And also, the thing about this is that because Corsair is on the field, by adding Corsair back to the hand and I activate a quick play spell, it summons Corsair back, which allows me to search for a monster, right? So a lot of benefits from activating the Sheena here. I know it seems weird, but you'll understand. As we bounce everything back, the Racing is going to search for a Caesar. I'm assuming he already had the Holly in the hand. Activates the Holly, shows the Raisin. Summons the Holly Suit, activates the Holly Suit, shows the Raisin, shows the Dark Jackal, so that way he could special summon from the deck. I am going to activate Forbidden Droplet, and I'm going to send the Elden from the hand to negate this thing, because I need to send a monster, so that way they can't bounce this thing back to the hand with the Caesar, right? It's the best play that I got right now. As we are going to negate the Holly Suit, get that thing out of here. Stop it, get some help. We are going to activate Corsair. As I stated earlier, that's the point of adding it back. Now we get the Vortex onto the hand, plus another Mystical Space Typhoon. They're going to activate the Jackal here, showing us the second Holly Suit that he already had in the freaking hand. Because bro is goated like that. Summon the Jackal, summon the Holly Suit. He's going to activate the Jackal. I was hoping he did that. You don't know how much I was waiting for him to do that. Because I thought he was going to go into, he saw me add this to the hand, right? So I honestly, the best play is to go immediately into Reaper, but also I understand why he wouldn't go immediately into Reaper, because we could negate the Reaper. So technically it's just he's in a really bad position to be in right now. So he does activate the Jackal, which again I am going to activate my Mystical Space Typhoon, chain to negate the Jackal here. Then I'm going to chain to send 3 cards back so we could draw 1. And we got a lot of benefits here as, send them, draw 1, which is going to be into Maxi. The trap gets popped, but it gets to set itself, so it's not that big of a problem. Jackal does get negated, as we are going to activate the Phonics in the graveyard, chain block that with the trap, and then we're going to special summon the Vortex. And you see why activating the Izuna and adding this card back to the hand was so beneficial to us, because now, boop, there is a monster negate on the field, the trap gets to set itself back, and we get to special summon the Phonics. And if you're wondering why I decided to pop the trap when I had another mystical space typhoon on the field, it's because if I pop this, then I don't have another quick play spell to activate to trigger the Phonics. So I had to think ahead, pop the trap. Yeah, I do lose technically a negate, but I wouldn't have the negate anyways if I would have popped this, right? So here we throw out the Maxi, which is just the cherry on top, not needed. He's going to activate the Caesar to add the Holly back. That's going to activate the Mystical Space Typhoon to pop the trap again. Because he gets to come back. It's going to set itself back. Caesar is on the field now. Adding the Holly Su back to the hand, we don't get to do anything with the maximum of C's, but we did activate a quick play spell, and again the trap was popped by a Mystical Space Typhoon, which means it's gonna set itself. So here they decided to bounce back the 2 level 5s. If you're wondering why not bounce back the Caesar, he has an Earth in the hand, so if he activates quick effect showing Earth, the thing becomes unaffected. So I would basically be doing that for no reason, and also bouncing back the 2 level 5 just makes more sense, because that way they can't go into a level 5 exceeds, right? So set the trap for the second, third time, bounce both of the level 5, and it's a Scoopish Fest. Honestly, we played that perfectly. That Sheena was amazing. Adding back the Crocea was the golden play in this game, because boy, it added the Vortex, which I honestly feel like we needed here. I didn't even negate the Caesar with it, because it wasn't necessary. Caesar can't attack over that thing. So at that point in time, even if he has another play with a monster, we just negate it and pop, because we have 2 Mystical Space Typhoons in the graveyard. So with that being said, let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for replay number 3 of the day, if I'm not mistaken. I have a lot of them. It's about 10 replays, if not a little bit more. But I think they're really entertaining to watch, because a lot of the games got played. As here, they're going to summon, well, set a Golem, activate the Golem. They're going to show that they have the Millennium Ankh. They're not going to pay any life points. By the way, we did get an update. The numbers look different now, if you haven't noticed it. Thank you, Konami. That helps a lot with gameplay. But anyways, they're going to get the Wedju Temple to the hand here. Activate the Temple because they got a home. They're going to set 2 cards in the back, which is going to be the Sangain and the Shield, showing the Millennium Ankh once again, so they could summon the Shield. Activating the Shield to search for another Millennium Ankh. Here they're going to activate the Sangain, right? Summon that thing. Basically adding themselves back the Gaia, well, adding a Gaia to the hand, because this deck needed more support. As they're gonna set a Necro Valley, summon the Gaia, activate the Millennium Ankh after setting a spell in the back, showing us the whole body parts to make the unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. I wish this deck would have been just more fun than I had high hope for it. When I saw this, I got so excited, and then all dreams got crumbled. Anyways, Exo Fire Rage in the back. We don't know what the heck this thing in the back is, because it's not up to our knowledge. So here you're drawing to another Mystical Space Typhoon, so I'm going to activate that immediately, popping the trap. I didn't know, I'm going to say I knew, but that was the whole point of activating this. I had a feeling he would try to activate this, because wiping up a whole board is more beneficial than just having a spell negate. So this was bait. As we activate that, I activate the second Mystical Space Typhoon to go for the Necro Valley, and then I'm going to activate the Forbidden Droplet, sending both spells to the graveyard to negate this. And I did this on purpose. Send the 2 spells, no monster, because this thing can only negate a monster. All 3 of these bodies are useless. We know there's a trap in the back, but if he wants to activate it, okay, we do not care. And we just don't know what that is. Sorry about that. So yeah, we do negate that thing, negate both of the monsters, pop the Necro Valley. Floodgates are fun. Get all of that out of here, and now your trap is gone. That's going to trigger for the Vortex to activate to special summon itself. We're going to activate Deception, send the Vortex to the graveyard. Yes, benefits, I'm telling you. As we're going to activate, we'll get the Hollow to the hand, activate the Hollow. We're going to pop with a Murcielago. We're gonna activate the Murcielago here, getting that wanted because we want that W. Activate the wanted. We're gonna get the Avatar because it's beneficial to do it like this. I get to draw a card and I can send Murcielago to the graveyard with the Diablo Star without losing the Swen in the hand, which is the most beneficial play that we have. As we are gonna activate to try and draw one, we're gonna draw into Corsair, which is crazy. Again, send the Murcielago to the graveyard with the Avatar. Activate the Avatar. Set another Deception. Flip the Deception, get her the heck out of here, summon Dark Magician of Destruction onto the field, activate the Voice effect, getting ourselves the Gates of Timaeus, activate the Hollow, send Murcielago back, activate the Hollow from the hand once again, send Deception to the graveyard to summon Sylvia. And now we have an Omni Negate for whatever that back row is. As we're gonna summon the Swen here, activate the Swen, get ourselves a Chant. And now, because we already made our crucial fusion plays with our dark monsters, it doesn't matter if we activate Corsair because we don't care about being locked into win. We don't need any more attributes besides win from here on out. So we activate the chant, get the Elden to the hand. That's gonna trigger Corsair, summon Corsair, activate Corsair, getting ourselves another Mystical Space Typhoon and a Vision to the hand, so that way we could use both of these monsters and go into the Varun, the Eldalon. Activate that thing's effect, get another Mystical Space Typhoon. I think all three, yeah, I needed to get it from the graveyard here, so that way we could activate it, finally revealing what the heck that thing is in the back. Of course, it's a Super Poly. So they're gonna send the Millennium Ankh to the graveyard, which is technically beneficial to us. We don't have to worry about that second copy, because ironically, we're not gonna get lethal damage here, as they're gonna go into a Dragon's Tepelia. We did activate a quick play spell. I was trying to set the trap in the back. I'm gonna trigger the Vortex, activate the Eldalon here, which is gonna get negated by the Dragon's Tepelia. Saw time from the Kingdom. Cannot set the trap here. It is what it is. Again, summon the Vortex. We're gonna summon the Elden here, activate it, get ourselves a Magala to the hand, special summon Magala, activate the Vision for the adding a Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. That's gonna trigger Magala, which means we could special summon the Phonics onto the field. We're gonna use the Phonics and the Vortex here to go into the Phantom Eternity, activate that thing's effect, detach the Phonics here. And bro, I don't know what the sauce is with sending this to the graveyard to negate with the Gaia that's negated. I think he did this on purpose for whatever reason that we're gonna find out in a second. So yeah, the thing is, like, I guess he might have just not wanted me to banish it. Maybe that's the reason. But anyways, we are gonna banish the Dragon's Tepelia, set a back row, activate the Mystical Space Typhoon. I decided to pop the Gates of Timaeus. What? Why would you do that? You already have the Dark Magician in the graveyard. Yeah, but I will not have a card in the hand at the end of this turn to activate Dragoon. So I decided to go with this play instead, which is popping the Gaze, summon the Phoenix back, bring it out here. Now we're gonna go battle phase, slap over the Gaia here, slap over the Sanjin, slap over the Golem, cannot slap over the shield here, and that's when I decided to use both of our level 3s to go into the Totem Bird. Why? Because legitimately the only thing that we are afraid of is another Millennium Ankh, and this is gonna take care of it. This thing has 0 attack, we don't have to worry. Activate Deception, which we knew was gonna sit in the back, so now I have a spell to pop with the Mystical Space Typhoon, which is gonna allow me to basically bounce a card back into the deck. So he's on top deck mode. He's gonna top deck activate the Exos Fire Rage, which is gonna get him a piece to the hand, which we do not care. Bro is gonna activate the Heart of the Blue Eyes, which is crazy. That's his top deck, and that's exactly what we made the Totem Bird, so that way we don't have to deal with that thing anymore. So bro decided to do this, and he's gonna scoop. Yes, I remember the scoop pitch. If you're wondering why he's scooping, is because he didn't have much of a choice, but he goofed. If you don't know, what he's making right now is a Typhon. And Typhon, yeah, you could bounce a card back, you could slap over something on the field, all of that, but you will not be able to activate the Millennium Ankh. It's just not gonna happen. And that next turn we just smoke him anyway. So yeah, he's out of choices. So with that being said, let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for replay numero 4, I believe it is. I don't be knowing numbers. But yeah, we're going first again, which is fine. They're gonna activate the Dimensional Shifter. We are gonna call by the grave that thing and get it out of here. I'm tired of this stupidity. Hand looking juicy as we're gonna summon the Swen, get ourselves a vision. They are gonna hit us with a draw de la Lockbird. I'm gonna activate the vision. Bro is him because opening up Shifter, Ash Blossom, Drawing Lockbird is absolute insanity. But sure, I activate the chant here to add a level 4 lower to the hand. Here we're gonna add the Elden, of course. Ash Blossom is gonna negate the vision. Sometimes in the kingdom we can't see. And Drawing Lockbird doesn't allow me to add anything. So I'm gonna use both of these level 3s to make a copy of the Totem Bird. We know how good spells are. Also, if Totem Birds activate, if they summon a monster activate, the Sheena is gonna put in work. And then we have the follow-up right here. So they're gonna draw a card. They're gonna activate Reinforcement of the Army. Immediately I'm gonna activate the Totem Bird because I realized this has to be Vanquish Soul. So I'm like, yeah, that has to go. I don't have much to do with erasing right now, so can't do that. Of course, he already has the Mad Love. Summons the Mad Love, gets himself the Vanquish Soul star, activate the star, so he can start taking the L, because I'm gonna activate the Sheena in response to that. Of course, it's just you gotta admire people like this. When I grow up, I wanna be just like you people. Cause how do you open up Shifter, Ash Blossom, Drawing Lockbird, the best searcher for your deck, and Maxi, plus freaking Mad Love? Are you freaking nuts? Anyways, I am gonna give him one card here for trying to defend myself. Send the spell back, which technically negates it. He's gonna draw a card, draws into a Lupus, summons a Lupus. Goes battle phase, slaps over the Totem Bird, get it out of here. Cannot attack over the Sheena. Then he's gonna link off into the Rock of the Vanquisher, which probably gonna, add the Mad Love back to the hand for follow-up for the next turn, and their turn. So they don't have much of anything. This board is dookiness. We did manage to survive. We draw the Ash. I summoned the Elden here, getting ourselves Corsair to the hand. We're gonna send the element to the graveyard so I could normal summon Corsair or tribute summon Corsair. Get the chant and the Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand here. Activating the chant so I could get myself the Swen. We're gonna special summon the Swen, activate the Swen, get ourselves a copy of the Ascendance. Ascendance is gonna activate, special summon the Elden. We're gonna use both of these monsters here to go into our copy of the Eldalon, activate her effect, getting another Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. We are gonna go battle phase, slap over the rock, slap over the Lupus here. Do a little petty 0 damage just for the fun of it. Activate the Mystical Space Typhoon. Slap the Mystical Space Typhoon in the face so that way we could set a trap in the back. Activate the trap. And you might be wondering, I'm going to explain to you why I decided to make this plays. We draw into Drawing Lockbird. So the reason why I decided to do this instead of doing any other shenanigans is simple. I wasn't going to get lethal damage anyways. At least, I mean, there probably is a line where I would have. But because I had the Ash in the hand, I decided to just do this and be alright. Because we know they got Mad Love, right? He has the field spell. Mad Love can search a trap that's not going to do anything. So the only thing that I'm worried about is the field spell. And then we draw into the Drawing Lockbird. So even if I do let the field spell pop off, whenever they add, they won't be able to add any more cards anyways. It's pretty much GG's. As we activate the trap, recycle 3 and draw. I just knew he wasn't going to be able to get rid of this board. But mainly the hand traps that we have in the hand, to be honest. He's going to summon the Love, activate the field spell. I'm going to negate that. See how he didn't even activate the Love? There's no point. He probably just drew into the trap, to be honest. Because anybody would have activated that at least to bait. So he probably just drew into the trap. So with that being said, let's continue. Alright, familia, so here we are from replay numero 5 or numero 6. I'm showing you the going first one because they're just in order like that and I don't want to forget any replays. As we're going to activate the Vision, join to the trap and Drawing Lockbird here. We're going to activate Deception. Well, set Deception activated. I did send the Drawing Lockbird because his hand is awkward. All we have is spells and traps. The only monster that I have is this. And because I have Koba and Cross out, I don't really care about getting rid of the draw here, right? We're going to add the Hollow, activate the Hollow. You know how this goes. We could speed this up. Send Deception for the Murcielago, activate the Lago, get the Wanted, activate the Wanted, get the Avastar so we can send Murcielago, activate the Avastar, set another Deception. Get her out of here, go into the Dark Magician of Destruction, activate the Hollow, add back Murcielago, bring it to the hand, activate the Wanted to draw one. We draw into who? It's going to be a J drop play. Apparently, it was Spell and No Monster Day. Literally, Spell and No Monster Day is what it was. As we're going to activate the Hollow here, send it into the graveyard to summon the Sylvia. We're going to set our back end because, yeah, I didn't draw into a single monster. Literally not a single freaking monster was drawn into. From all of that we did, it was all spells and a trap. So I have to defend myself with this board, which is not bad at all. Bro is gonna summon a Sky Striker Rose here. They're gonna go into the Amatsu, right? Of course, my freaking main nemesis, the Super Poly, is on the field, using both of these to make a Moo Dragon, which I'm kind of fine with, but then again I'm not, because now they use both of these to link off into a copy of Camellia. He's gonna activate the Camellia to send a card to the graveyard. I didn't negate the Camellia because I assumed they were gonna go into the Kaigari, and I think negating Kaigari would be better. I mean, technically, 1, 2, 3. Technically, if I didn't want the 3 spells in the graveyard, negating Camellia would have been better. But then if he has another engage in the hand, then he just does that and gets 2 engages here. Now he only gets 1 engage, even if that was the case. So I figured negating this would be better as I'm gonna activate the gaze here. He's gonna throw out the Max C because of course, but it's fine. We're gonna activate the cross out designated to cross out the Max C, and I did this specifically so we could send the gaze out to Mayans, but because we had to activate the cross out, what does it matter? And it's better to send a spell here because again we're playing against Sky Strikers. That means they can't chain a spell to this. So get rid of the Max C. That thing is banished and negated. Gaze of Mayans is gonna send the Dark Magician or Dark Magician of Destruction back into the deck to summon the Red Eyes Dragoon because we're gooning. Kaigari is negated, no chance to get the engage. Of course, your favorite monster, Plan L, is gonna come into the field, the Typhon. He's gonna activate the Typhon, send the Dragoon back into the extra deck, go battle phase, slap us for the 29 racks. Well, 2 racks and 900. They're gonna set a card in the back and their turn. Here we're gonna draw into a monster. Finally, we deserve this, as we're gonna activate the Hollow Asemina at the Silverback, summon the Magala, activate the Ascendance, and bro's gonna scoop. It doesn't matter that we have the Hollow in the hand. There's no place I can make because I already used both of the Deceptions and I can't recycle another one because Wanted is banished. So I was trying to do that to bait anything out if they had anything, which they didn't. Ascendance is full combo here because we get to add Special Summon from the graveyard or add the Mystical Space Typhoon, which is going to allow us to pop. And sorry, I said Special Summon from the graveyard. That's not going to happen because I didn't draw a monster. The point is I get to summon Regala in this full combo. So with that being said, let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for replay number something, because you know I forgot by now. But yeah, this is going to be the streak of going second. I'm going to show you one more going first. But our opponent is going to activate the Vision, chain the linkers to that. The fact that this is basically Sky Striker support is crazy. But I digress, as they're going to summon the 0 here. This thing should have been built different. This card is disgusting. Anyways, summon the 0 here, get themselves a card, activate the 0, get themselves the engage to the hand. Standby phase here, main phase 1, they're gonna activate the engage. They're gonna search for the Ray here, right? Ray to the hand, draw a card, activate the other engage that they had, of course, get themselves the Widow Anchor, draw a card, activate the linkage, send the 0 out of here so they can summon Kaigari so they can recycle the engage. They're gonna activate for the 3rd time. So 3 cards activated, drew 3 cards, yes. Camellia, technically he just drew 5 cards with the Vision. So bro just drew casually 5 cards during their turn. Gets themselves the Rose. Summons the Rose, uses the Rose and the Camellia to make a Celia. Activates a Pot of Desire because bro is not tired of drawing. That's like draw 7. Sets 3 cards and has 4 cards in the hand. I said, alright, well, this is clearly winnable. Activating the Mystical Space Typhoon, pop the card in the middle, which is going to be the Book of Eclipse. Summon the Element here. We're going to get hit with the Ashy de la Blossoms. We let it happen. We have a callback, but we let it happen. Okay. Summon the other Element. Maybe I'm being smart here. Who knows? I don't remember this. As we're going to summon the Eldolon. Right, muy bien. Activate the Eldolon. There goes the Widow Anchor. Okay. We're going to activate the Forbidden Droplet. Dodge the Widow Anchor here. So that way I still get to search for the Mystical Space Typhoon. I remember this was from the stream. These were my best plays as I get the Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. Activate that, pop the card in the back, which is going to be the Sky Striker. Whatever this is. I remember now. I remember why I didn't use the Cobra the Grave. So the reason why I didn't use Cobra the Grave is because my best play is the Abastar. And because we technically wiped the whole board, the only thing that I have to worry about is cards in the hand. So by activating the Abastar, at least I get to go into full combo and we get to draw a card with the Wanted, right? That was the plan at the time, if I remember correctly. So it was mainly just trying to keep a card in the hand so I could make the Avastar plays. So pop that thing, they do activate Fualos, and that literally killed the whole idea of going into the Avastar plays. No, I did not Kobai the Graveyard. What I decided to do was set the Kobai and hope. Because at that point in time, they did banish 10 cards, which is why I hate this card. Playing this card feels so weird. But they did banish 10. They draw a card here. We do have a Kobai. That's pretty much it. Of course, he's going to have a Vision, getting himself a Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand, activating the Mystical Space Typhoon. We activate the Kobai to Kobai the Ray. Get her the heck out of here. Don't want to do with none of that. None of that. Yeah, the finger gets popped, but it is what it is. He's going to activate Hornet here, getting a Link Monster. Of course, he's going to link that thing off into another copy of Kagari. Kagari gets to activate, add the Engage back to the hand. And with the Engage, my opponent is going to activate Search for what? It's going to be a Linkage. Yes. Get drawing another card. He's going to go Battle Phase, slap us for the 25. Activate the Linkage, get her the heck out of here. Goes into the 0. And 0 could add another, excuse me. If this card is special summon, you can add one Sky Striker spell from your deck or graveyard to the hand. What happened here? Okay, opponent thought he was styling. Special summon, activate maneuver. Turn the Linkage into a copy of Hayate. Slaps us for 15, activates Hayate, sends a Widow Anchor. So my opponent's a goofy. Yeah, we survived with 500 here because again my opponent's a goofball. Goes into a copy of Amatsu. Summons another Fualos, uses both of these monsters, and goes into a Camellia. Sets a back row and their turn. He might have been low on time and goofed. I just don't remember exactly. But here we draw into a chant, which is beautiful because we activate that thing's effect. Getting ourselves a Swen to the hand, summon the Swen, activate the Swen. Getting ourselves the Ascendance to the hand, activate the Ascendance so we could special summon the Elden onto the field. Activate the Elden, get ourselves Corsair to the hand. Use both of these monsters and go into the Eldolon. We're going to activate the Eldolon, getting ourselves a Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. Activate the Eldolon to put both of these monsters in the back. And that's kind of goofy on me. The whole thought process was get rid of this so when I go into my big body monsters, they don't get negated or change their effect by this thing. But I basically removed the only thing preventing them from activating this back row, which it doesn't matter because it was just a Shark Cannon. So he decides to Shark Cannon the Elden out of here. I'm like, oh, okay. Congratulations. Well, he special summoned it, but it just doesn't matter. Because now we are going to send the Eldolon that was in the back to special summon the Avastar, and bro's going to scoop. And the reason why this is crazy is because it's full combo, the Avastar. Once we get the Wanted, the last thing that you activate is the Wanted before you summon Corsair. So Wanted, special summon Sylvia, Corsair gets on the field, and searches your whole combo for Radiant Typhoon. So yeah, it was GG's. I'm pretty sure he banished all of his good cards with the Pot of Desires, but that's not my problem. Let's continue. Yes, sir. Here we are for the next replay of the. Again, it's just going second. We're going breaking boards. As our opponent is going to start off with who? They're going to activate Synchro Overtake, showing us the RS, summon the Rico, activate the Rico, get the Mix of the hand, summon the Mix, activate that, get Rotary. Using the Rico and the Rotary, going to the Track Maker, activate the Rotary, chain the Track Maker, searching for the JJ Cool Tune, getting himself the Synchro Cool Tune to the hand, the spell. They're going to send the track out of here, summon another Rico, activate the Cool Tune Synchro, get themselves the Q to the hand. We have nothing. As he's going to use the Q, sure. I'm pretty sure you have a normal. Don't you have an extra normal summon? Summon the Q, summon something, and then use the Q? I digress. He makes the level 6. Now he gets to activate the Q to basically change the top of our deck. So he decides to banish the chant, and then he puts the Elden on top of the deck. Activates a Pot of Desires. I was playing it at some point in time. I can't say nothing, but I was just testing it out. I don't know. That card is wild. As we're gonna go into the remix after setting both of their back row and their turn. I think this board could have been better, but that's not my problem. Activates the remix here. He's gonna add a mix to the hand immediately. Summons the Rico, uses both of these to go into RS immediately. Like, okay, muy bien. Standby phase, main phase 1, we are gonna summon the Swen, activate the Swen. How could you not have an Ash Blossom? But that's fine because technically that's the best thing that could have happened. As we're gonna summon the Sheena, he is gonna pop the Swen. And the funny thing is that Sheena is GG's. Sheena by herself is GG's because bounce them both out of here. You just wasted a bunch of resources. Yeah, the Swen gonna get it, but who cares? Activate Deception, activate the Vision. Draw 2, send the Droplet, we don't need it. I'm going for lethal damage. Send the Elden to the graveyard to search for the Asamina. Activate that, get Murcielago. Murcielago is on the field, they know I want this W, so we get the Wanted. Activate the Hollow, send Murcielago back, grab the Wanted back to the hand, activate the Hollow, activate the Wanted, search for the Avastar. Show them the Sylvia to summon the Sylvia. Right? We're gonna send the other Deception to the graveyard, activate the Wanted, send Deception back to the deck to draw 1. Draw into a Mystical Space Typhoon, let's pop the card in the back, which is a Call by the Grave. So they call by the grave the Elven, but we do not care. It's just not something we care about. It is what it is. We did get to slap that thing out of here. We are going to special summon Dark Magician of Destruction, sending the Avastar out of here, activate that, getting ourselves the Gaze of Timaeus. Bro's going to activate the Kultun Synchro, getting himself the Clip to the hand. And that's why I did not negate the Kultun Synchro, because we have to be smart, right? I didn't negate that with the Silver because, again, there's no monster on the field, so he can't Synchro Summon by the activation of the spell. He has to summon Clip and use the monster in the hand in order to be able to Synchro Summon. So we just make sure that we win here by negating the Clip, because we know how this deck works. Negate that, go battle phase at 28, 29, plus the quick play spell, 3 racks from the Dragoon, and this is lethal damage. So let's continue. I hope anybody that hasn't seen this made it this far into the video. I forgot how crazy this replay was, but this replay was crazy. I'm gonna speed it up again. We're just gonna summon the Elven, gonna get hit with Fualos. It beats what it is. We're just gonna grab the Swen, summon the Swen, activate that, get the chant to the hand. Use both of these. I am gonna give him 1 card to go into the Eldalon. Activate the Eldalon, get the Mystical Space Typhoon, activate the chant, get Magala. We're gonna activate both the Eldalon and the Crusea here, searching for the Vortex, searching for another Mystical Space Typhoon. We are going to summon Magala, activate the chant, then we're going to pop the chant with a Mystical Space Typhoon here. Chain the Wanted so we could get the Avastar. And the reason we did all of this was just to draw cards. Kind of goofy of me to send this to the graveyard when I could have just sent the Avastar, but I did send the Vortex, probably out of impulse. It's kind of a bar. But here we're gonna send all 3 spells back into the deck to draw 1 as well. I should have just sent the Avastar, like I said. We're gonna draw into the Droplet, set the back row, end the turn, because we could have just had the Vortex. I guess I was thinking, oh, I could just summon it once I activate a quick play spell, but it's definitely better to just have it on the field. So kind of a goofy play on my part, but it is what it is. Opponent is gonna activate Magnet Sigma here, using itself and the Magna to go into a Flux Ocean Field, whatever, however you say that. So yeah, I'm gonna target the trap to pop the trap. He's gonna activate Magnet Bonding here to chain this, so I can negate the magnet, this thing, the fusion monster. But then he uses the fusion monster and the magma from the graveyard to fusion summon into the Magnum, right? Turning everything into earth. The trap does get popped, but I'm fine with that, as he's gonna special summon the magnet. Warrior Sigma back onto the field, activating the Sigma to send the level 8. We are going to activate Magala so we can special summon from the deck. And we are going to summon the Vortex from the graveyard, chain block everything with the Eldalon. He is going to activate another Magnet Bond and chaining 6. Activate the Crusade, chaining 7. We're rolling with the punches. I freaking love chains. I'm sorry, I really do. Summon the Crusade. He's going to get himself the Conduction Warrior linear to the hand. Again, we are going to set the trap back into the back row, summon the Vortex onto the field. Magala is going to summon the Phoenix back out here. Bring it out. And this field got swarmed immediately, because he only has 2 monsters, but that's going to change as we activate Crusea, getting ourselves another Vision to the hand and another Mystical Space Typhoon. Bro's going to send 2 cards to the graveyard. Summon the Conduction, right? This is going to trigger in the graveyard to summon back the Espelon. Espelon is going to send the level 4 to the graveyard to special summon another level 4. Use both of these level 4s to go into a copy of Gallant Granite. He's going to activate the Conduction Warrior, getting the attack boost, activate the Magnet Induction to special summon the level 3, activate the level 3's effect, getting another Sigma to the hand, which is fine. Bunch of bodies in the field. He goes for the battle phase, trying to slap over the Vortex. I sent both of the Crusadas and the Avastar to the graveyard, because the main monster that I have to negate is this. and just diminish the attack so we still keep our monster negate, which is what we're gonna do. Negate all 3 of these, diminish their attack, activate the Phonics, bound both of these cards back into the deck. He uses both of these monsters to go into the SP. The littlest knight, bring it out here. He's gonna banish the Espelon. I don't know why not banish any one of these two in the big bodies, but whatever. He's gonna use both of these monsters going to the Crush Sheet. Banishes both of the level 4 so he can special summon the Magma back onto the field. That's gonna trigger the sheep. I am gonna negate and pop the sheep, get the thing out of here, which is gonna trigger the Magma to pop my Phonics. But it's fine, if it's in the graveyard we don't care. It's just they already went battle phase, it's not that deep. The sheep is gonna get slapped in the mouth and pop, get it out of here. They go end phase. And this is basically still just a monster pop that we can negate. As we're gonna send a card to the graveyard, summon the Avastar, activate the Avastar's effect. He's gonna activate to pop the Vortex. I'm gonna activate the Mystical Space Typhoon to pop the trap to negate that thing, but it's gonna leave the field. But it's fine because now he doesn't get to summon anything because we negate it anyways. And then we get to activate the trap, recycle 3 quick play spells, draw 1 into the scoopage. Into the scoopage. And honestly speaking, the main reason why I won this duel was because of my knowledge of Magnet Warriors, because it's literally you just wait for Granite. You wait for Granite at all cost. The best disruption he had, which was the first fusion monster he made, he fusioned that off before activating to bounce a card, which would have helped him out a lot, but I digress. Let's continue. All right, familia. So the video is getting a little long. I don't want it to be too long. We are going second here, so I'm gonna show you this replay against Kultun, and then I'm gonna show you the ones where I lost the last 3, which are very quick except for the one that matters. So here they're gonna summon the Q. I'm gonna throw the maximum of C. My hand is absolutely cracked, as he's gonna activate the Kultun Synchro here, getting a mix so he could use the Q and the Rotary as materials to synchro summon. He's gonna summon the stupid Rose Whip onto the field, activates the Q here to basically change our top deck. He's gonna try and draw 2 here, which is perfectly fine with us because he doesn't get to add anything at all. But he does get to again switch up our top deck. He's gonna get rid of the Forbidden Droplet, which would be the out to Rose Whip, and then I think he put the Ash Blossom on top of the deck, letting me know he doesn't have Maxi. He's gonna summon a mix, getting the Q back to the hand, using the Q and the mix to go into a copy of the remix. Sets a back row and the turn. So the Rose Whip solos here, we draw into the Ash that they put on top of the deck, which we're gonna summon the Swen, activate that, getting Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand, activate the Mystical Space Typhoon, pop the back row, which is gonna be a freaking Pot of Desires. We are gonna summon the Eldrin here, getting Magala onto the field, summon it, use both of these, add an Eldrin back to the hand. Onto the field so we could add a Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. And this is my out to the Rose Whip. As he's gonna activate the mix immediately, now my other out to the Rose Whip becomes the Sheena, which I didn't want it to be, but it is what it is. Bounce everything back. Remix gets to add the Q back to the hand, and then he gets to special summon the mix. He's gonna not activate, use the mix to search. I'm like, you gave me an Ash Blossom, you absolute buffoon. So we are gonna negate that, stop it, get some help. We're gonna send the Magala to the graveyard to summon the Avastar. Activate that, set the Deception, flip the Deception, get her the heck out of here. Bring the Dark Magician of Destruction into the field, get the Gates of Timaeus. We are gonna send the Sheena to the graveyard, get the Hollow. Get Murcielago out here one time for the one time. Activate the Murcielago, get the Wanted. Activate to send the Wanted back. He does have a Ghost Bell, which is gonna mess with our plans, as I'm gonna activate the Wanted, get the Avastar. I'm like, okay, now I'm in kind of a little bit of a problem because I was trying to go for lethal damage, and literally if I could get that back, we could have gotten lethal damage. Because I just slapped with one, slap with Sylvia, slap with this, slap with Dragoon. But that bell did stop that, as we're gonna slap the mix here. Slap him for the 28, main phase 2, use both of these monsters, link off into an IP, Mascarenita, set a background in the turn. So I'm not too worried because we know he has the Q in the hand. We activate the Gates of Timaeus immediately, which gives us Dragoon, which legitimately is the answer to the Q, negate and pop, right? We are gonna flip the trap immediately, because we do have the negate with the Mystical Space Typhoon. He's going to activate the Q, of course. Send the Avastar to the graveyard so we can negate and pop with the Dragoon. Stop it. Get some help. Don't want to deal with none of that. They go end phase. And it's pretty much GG's from here. We draw into a Ascendance, activate the Hollow to see if they have anything. They don't have it. Activate the Chant, and it's GG's. He was waiting for the top deck. That's pretty much it. So with that being said, let's continue. Wait, what do you mean ended? Oh snap, the season ended today? It says 331, 430. I read 4. Oh snap. So everything I said in the video just sounds dumb now. I only I guess I can't climb now. Well, this is funny. I'm gonna keep this in the video. If you made it this far, then you get to see my goofiness. I could have sworn it's clearly that's not 31 days in this month. Whatever. A point is, I'm gonna show you how I got gate kept from getting up here. I look so stupid now. But this was my rank up game. This was my rank up game. And out of all the games that you've seen on all of these replays, if you made it this far, you can see that I had multiple ways of playing through at least one hand trap, right? But of course, in my rank up game, this is my hand. The best hand for going second, but not the greatest for going first, because I summoned an Elden. Not once in all of the games that I've played did a freaking infinite impermanence stop me. But I do make it Senkata King because I can't make a Totem Bird, set the draw play, and of course, I'm playing against the one deck that does not care about anything that I have. He does activate the Totem King, but of course he already has 4 freaking traps to set in the back. We join to Corsair, doesn't matter, summon the Serpent, get the Swamp. The worst position to be in, I'm trying to outplay bro by slapping this thing in there, summon a Zeus, and the Drill Primary Scream is gonna negate and banish that thing. Sad times, I have nothing else, who's gonna draw a card, and you could tell, there's no way of me winning this. That was my rank up game. And after being smoked like that, I said, all right, I still have a chance, right? I still have a chance. And this is the last replay I'm going to show you. The other one doesn't matter. They made a sex soul, whatever it's called, with some Exceed shenanigans, gaga stupidity. I couldn't target anything and I left, so it doesn't matter. But this game literally took everything away from me. Anything and everything got taken away from me in this game. As I activate the Elden, there goes the Fualos. I'm like, okay, it beats what it beats. I still have a beautiful hand, can kind of play around that. He activates a Femina. I throw out the maximum of C's. He's gonna use the other Fualos and a freaking Ergula here to summon the Arthalion. He's gonna bounce the Elden back into my hand, which is fine. He says I get to Draco Tail, gets the Femina back. So I summon the Swan, get myself a Mystical Space Typhoon. I am gonna pop the Ketu, activate to summon Corsair here. Of course, he has a freaking Maxi of his own. Now I maxed him, so it makes sense. So here I decided to try and play around things by summoning the Sheena, activating the Chant, because honestly, it's my best play, right? Chant's gonna give me another Mystical Space Typhoon. Sheena summons, bounce all of these back. He only has 2 cards now that I summoned the Corsair. We activate the Corsair. Of course, he has a freaking Veiler. So my plan was simple. Corsair, search for Vortex. I activate a quick play spell to search for another Mystical Space Typhoon. Vortex is on the field, we have a monster negate. That was the plan, because I can't summon more under Maxi and the other stupidity, but I have to be left with this. I set the back row and their turn. So I'm like, alright. All he has is a freaking Femina in the hand anyways. She's useless by herself. And of course, the top deck of the gods, because there's no way you top deck into this thing. The only monster that will do anything here, besides like Lucius, which is limited to 1. So of course he uses both of these monsters. Bring the Arthalion back onto the field, activate the Arthalion, recycles the freaking Maxi, activates the Femina, activates the Malulu. So Malulu is just the front. He's gonna negate a card after setting the Ketu, sets the Rahu in the back, recycles the Maxi. So I activate the Mystical Space Typhoon, pop the Ketu before they activate it. Ergula gets to activate, adding Femina back to the hand. He does have the Rahu. I'm like, okay, he activates the Rahu, it beats what it beats, using the Femina and the Ergula as materials to go into the Galumel. He activates the Ergula here, activate the Chant, so I can add a Mystical Space Typhoon to the hand. Basically just chain blocking from him popping here, activating the Mystical Space Typhoon. Ergula is gonna set a flame in the back. This thing gets popped. They go battle phase. Cannot slap, well, he could slap over it, but she cannot be destroyed by battle the first time. They slap over the Corsair. So all I have to do is, if I pop flame and all this, So I get the top deck of a lifetime as well. He recycled the Maxi, which is fair and square. So I activate the Typhoon, pop the back row. He activates the Flame, which we expected. We activate that Forbidden Droplet. And it feels like I'm playing smart. Like I'm playing really smart. I'm doing everything that I need to do, baiting things out. But of course, the Maxi twice back to back is just insane. As basically the minutes they attack of both of these, I did that on purpose so that way I could normal summon the Swan because I'm on the Maxi, get the trap here, and slap over both of these. Now, the reason why I decided to do this is, again, I'm under Maxi. I decided to search for the trap here because I can recycle 3 and draw 1 at least, and he's on top deck mode. In my head, there's nothing he could draw that will do anything by itself here to stop me, and I just refuse to give him any more cards with the Maxi being there. So I flip this up, recycle 3 to draw 1, we draw into a Vision, get the little attack boost, and this fool activates the Ergula as the Femina back, right? So I'm like, okay, Femina doesn't do anything by itself. What is your top deck? That is his freaking top deck. A super polymerization gets rid of both of these cards. And of course, by making the Swamp, because 2 cards were sent to the graveyard, the Galumel gets to come back and the Artalion. And yeah, that's lethal damage. That I literally felt like deleting this game after that. Cause bro, top deck, the greatest top decks of all time, every single time he top deck anything. Because why not? So yeah, that was my, I guess, that was my time trying to climb to Master 1, because I thought I had another day, but no. So yeah, this is the deck list. I love this deck. I love playing the Dark Magic, the Diablo shenanigans in here, because you get a lot of benefits of sending these cards to the graveyard, sometimes even sending a Mystical Space Typhoon. If you activate that one and you can summon this, by this being in the graveyard, it immediately gives you the monster negate, so going second, it can be nice. A lot of different shenanigans. Again, a lot of these cards just like being in the graveyard. Drawing the card with the Wanted is really nice. The fact that Wanted is a quick play spell is really nice. So a lot of really good synergy. All you have to worry about is Crosea and Magala. If you can play around that lock, you have an amazing engine. Plus the Diablo Star shenanigans, which most of the time you use it to bait. So yeah, it's 2 Dwelling Lovers, 1 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Magala, 3 copies of Elden, 3 copies of Swen, 3 copies of Corsair, 2 copies of the Avatar, 1 Vortex, 1 Phonics, 2 Shinas, 1 the Haloa Semina, 2 copies of the Session, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, Cover the Grave, Cross Out, 3 Forbidden Droplets, 1 Wanted, 1 the Gaze of Timaeus, 3 copies of the Chant, 3 copies of the Vision, 1 Ascendance, 1 Trap, the Mandate, 1 Sylvia, 1 Murcielago, 1 Dragoon, 1 Master of Chaos. Because sometimes if you can make this thing and you can't recycle with the Hollow shenanigans, you can still summon the Sylvia back with this, which gives you a most Omni Negate again. Destruction, of course, 1 Totem Bird, 1 Sinkara King, 1 Phantom Fortress, 1 Divine Arsenal Jesus. I probably want to get rid of this and play a Typhoon in here, which would have helped a lot in some games. Grey Fly, 1 Wind Charmer, IP Mascarenita, SP the Littlest Knight, and Radiant Typhoon Varun, the Marine Eldalon. That is the deck list. That is the video. If you guys enjoy the content, again, leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you made it this far, because I would greatly appreciate it. Enough with the yapping. I'll see you tomorrow if you pull up to the stream. I'm out.